This is it. I'm here to blow the roof off of all this shit and start a new era in 2020. So what's going on in the world of professional wrestling is we have in the world of wrestling entertainment, you got a bunch of different cats that are from different generations that are all intertwining and working together. And the Royal Rumble was one of the best shows I've seen in 20 years. Seeing a person like Edge from the 90s, seeing a person like Samoa Joe from the 2010s, seeing people like who else? People from the 2000s, you know what I mean? There's a generational thing that happens, and all forms of art and music could probably relate to this and hopefully be inspired by this. In hip-hop, before there was hip-hop, there was funk music, and there was reggae music and disco music, and before that, there was, the beginnings of soul music and all these different things like doo-wop and jazz and shit like that. So when you look at, like, a person, like, has a kid, like, maybe in their 20s or their 30s, there's a 20-year difference, 20-year span. And I've been following this stuff my whole life, and I just am finally putting it together what it is. Whether it's wrestling, whether it's hip-hop, whether it's whatever, form of art or entertainment that you're into, when you can see different generations working with each other harmoniously, that's when some of the best and most powerful art is created. We saw it in the World Wrestling Federation back in the day with people like Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura working with younger guys, like Kurt Hennig and, the Ultimate Warrior and shit like that. So when this kind of stuff happens, it's really, really powerful and really, really cool. And I think that you can relate this to rock and roll. You can relate this to hip hop. You can relate this to the world of professional wrestling. You can relate this to movies. You know what I mean? You can relate this to all of it. And I'm just, I'm happy to leave the last decade behind and move into this new decade. And I think that right now, the WWF, WWE is leading that way. And I got some ideas for them. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, I like the whole thing that's going on. Maybe give him a motorcycle, maybe give him a chainsaw, and his music's great. Keep that. Keep the all the mask stuff. The stuff's great, and let him be this new grunge counterculture superhero to lead the 20s to where it's supposed to go. Now, I want to talk about AEW. AEW has been great to watch every week. I look forward to it every week. And I always like to see what they're going to do next. And, in some ways they might be kind of like, dancing around a little too much. But I think that it's really cool what Cody's doing, what MJF's doing, what Jericho's doing, and what Shivani and Jim Ross are doing. Some of the coolest live TV that I've seen in 20 years, and the Royal Rumble last night was one of the best events I've seen in 20 years. Hands down, the best event I've seen in 20 years when it comes to professional wrestling. So I had to say all this, and I had to say it like this. So I'm going to go to Woodstock tonight and enjoy the Colony open mic and maybe put some of these practices into use. And that's all I got to say. Jogger John's the man. Peace.